Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, the syllabus of History and Culture of Pakistan is divided into 3 sections. Section 1, Section 2 and Section 3. Section 1 has 5 chapters in it, and today we will discuss chapter number 2, that is the causes and consequences of the decline of the Mughal Empire. Before discussing the causes and consequences of the Mughal Empire, it is important to know about the early Mughal rulers. The Mughal period lasted from 1526 to 1857. And here we have the list of all Mughal rulers who ruled in this era. Babur, Humayun, Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan, Aurangzeb, and the last one was Bahadur Shah Zafar. Students, sometimes we do not remember these names of the emperors in the sequence. So I have a clue for you that how you can remember these names. Here you can see the letters B, H, A, J, S, A. These are the initial letters of the names of these emperors. B for Babur, H for Humayun, A for Akbar, J for Jahangir, S for Shah Jahan, and A for Aurangzeb, the last important ruler of this reign. And after that, Bahadur Shah Zafar came, who was not a strong ruler, but he ruled for some time. And he was the last ruler till 1857, till the end of the Mughal rule. The first Mughal emperor was Babur. His full name was Zahiruddin Muhammad, and Babur was his title. It means tiger. He founded the Mughal dynasty in 1526 when he defeated Ibrahim Lodhi in the first battle of Panipat in 1526. Before this, there was the rule of Lodhi dynasty. They were also Muslims, but after that defeat, Mughals became able to have their rule in this area. Babur's main focus was to expand the empire, and he expanded it in 4 years period of his rule. He wrote his autobiography in Turkish language, which is called Tuske Babri, which was later on translated as Baburnama. It was translated in Persian language and was called Baburnama. He died naturally in 1530 and his tomb is in Kabul, Afghanistan. After the death of Babur, his son Humayun succeeded him and became the ruler of India. Humayun inherited unconsolidated empire from his father, and soon he realized that the throne of Delhi was not the bed of roses. Meanwhile, Afghan chief Sher Shah Suri attacked Delhi and took control of many of his territories. But in 1555, Humayun restored his control of the lands that his father had won, but he could not enjoy this more. And just after 1 year of capturing his lands back in 1556, he died. And there is very interesting story about his death also. It is said that he tripped on his own ropes on the steps of his library and fell to death. He had immense interest in astrology as well. Akbar became the king after the death of his father Humayun. When he became king, he was only 13 years old. He ruled for almost 50 years and expanded the land. He emerged as a strong ruler, and he wanted to establish the rule of Muslims in the whole India. He was influenced by Sufi beliefs and announced a new religion, Deen-e-Ilahi, This religion contained the elements of both Islam and Hinduism because he was much impressed by Hindu religion and its teachings. This religion brought controversy and confusion, so it could not take roots and wiped out after Akbar's death. Akbar also abolished jizya tax on non-Muslims. This was a tax which non-Muslims had to pay for their protection in an Islamic state. It was firstly introduced by the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. Many Muslims were not happy with such policies of Akbar. At the time of his death in 1605, the Mughal Empire was stronger than ever. It had laid the foundations for other emperors to follow and continue the expansion of Mughal Empire. Okay, then after the rule of Akbar and his death, the rule of Jahangir started. Jahangir, who was the son of Akbar, he started his rule in 1605 and he ruled for 22 years. The expansion of land continued under him, but not much land was expanded. So there was not much expansion of land in Jahangir's time. But he signed a treaty with the British in 1615 and gave them entry to trade in India. He allowed them for trade, but he did not realize that the British would one day overthrow the Mughals and will become the rulers of India. He was very famous for his justice and modesty during his rule and died in 1627. Mughal rule continues after the death of Jahangir and his son Shah Jahan became the emperor. Shah Jahan is known for building of Taj Mahal at Agra, the famous building which he built in the memory of his favorite wife Mumtaz Mahal. He extended the empire, but his campaigns were ineffective and he could not expand the land as Akbar did. He was imprisoned by his son Aurangzeb. So students, the story of the Mughal rule continues, and Shah Jahan became ill. He fell seriously ill in 1657, and this led to a war of succession among his sons. He had 4 sons: Dara Shikoh, Shah Shuja, Aurangzeb and Murad. They were the governors of different provinces and had large armies. They all wanted to become the rulers. However, the eldest son, Dara Shikoh, was thought to be the emperor's successor. But he was not successful in this because 2 of his brothers, Murad and Aurangzeb, joined their forces and defeated Dara Shikoh's army. When all 4 sons of Shah Jahan were fighting for throne, Shah Jahan recovered and ordered his sons not to move on Agra. He himself is all right and able to rule the empire. But Aurangzeb did not follow the orders of his father and defeated the royal army, which was led by Dara Shikoh in May 1658. He proclaimed himself the emperor of Delhi. Aurangzeb proclaimed himself the emperor of Delhi. Shah Jahan was held captive in Agra until his death in 1666, where he was buried in Taj Mahal. In this way, the rule of Aurangzeb had started in 1658 till his death in 1707. He ruled for almost 50 years. He was a great Mughal ruler like Akbar, who expanded the Mughal lands and ruled for many more years. But it is also said that some of the policies of Aurangzeb became the reason for Mughals' decline. The detail of Aurangzeb's policies and their impact on Mughal Empire would be discussed in next lesson. Students, here are some questions to do in your homework. Question number 1 is, who were the Mughals? Question number 2, what was Deen-e-Ilahi? Question number 3, who was Aurangzeb? And question number 4 is source-based question. What does the picture of Taj Mahal tell us about the Mughal Empire? Do these questions in your notebook neatly and thoughtfully. Thank you. Have a blessed day.